Welcome everyone. Documentation and accident investigation. This is what we will be talking in today's presentation for you to understand everything related to accident. How do we investigate and document the same? So let us understand what exactly is accident investigation per se. Now, the accident investigation basically tries to find the cause and effect relationship. What caused it? Why did such thing happen in the first place? And that is what we are all trying to study. Study, the other word would be investigate. All accident, regardless of the extent of the injuries or the damages thereby. So we need to understand everything in from the perspective of accidents. Now, what is an accident? It is just anything and everything that has been unplanned for. It is possibly unwelcomed event also. Why unplanned and unwelcome? Because this hinders your daily activity. So any interruptions, and that is what is all meant by. So accidents are what happens to somebody else. Most of us think the same thing. But remember the fact that this someone else can be you. And you are also somebody else to someone else. So that is what happens to you. So it is you, it is me, it is every one of us who are prone to accidents. So it makes sense to thereby. The accidents are the minor accidents. What are they? Such as paper which cuts your fingers or dropping a box of material thereby, as case might be. Whereas a major serious accident is like a forklift dropped or load on someone else, probably, or somebody falling from a ladder. They might lead to serious injuries or even fatalities per se. So we have minor incidents and more serious incidents. Minor incidents where you might have certain things goes wrong and physical injuries happen, which gets rectified over a period of time, probably. But in major accidents, it might lead to a casualty place altogether. So accident that occurs over a time frame, such as loss of hearing. You are working in a noisy place. It seems everything was going good, but with the passage of time, the decibel of the amount of noise, the decibel uh, count will actually make you lose hearing, and this are the result. And there are other result to the exposures of chemicals that comes around it. If somebody is working in asbestos or other chemical, there can be sediments that can form in your lungs or to permanently damaging it. So there might be accidents which are probably it doesn't seem to happen, but in the longer time frame, it actually is the casualty around it. Now, what are near miss accidents? Also known as near hit. An accident that does not require the results in injury or damage, but could have. Remember, a near miss is as just serious as an accident. Believe me or not, this near miss or near hit can be a accident only for a speck of a second or a span of a second that comes around it. This needs to be taken into consideration. So yes, accident, whether it's near his or near hit, as the case might be, should be termed as an accident, and proper precautions should be taken so that such incidents, such event place or repeated anywhere else. There are basically two things common in accident. What are they? They all have outcomes. Now, outcomes which might be altogether, outcomes which might not be in your favor altogether. And the next thing is the contributory factor. So there is two things: there's a cause and there's an effect. Effect, you might not like it might be very bad, the outcome is very bad, and that is the reason why we call it accident and not a pleasant one. So, and then there is a cause to it, or the contributing factor that leads to that accident. So there are two things that needs to be taken into consideration, and if you can take these two things, study it out, and you are good to go. Look at the pic out here. There you see there's an electricity pole that has been hung around here, and we are looking everything going here haywire. Everything is misplaced. Nothing can be pinpointed as to why one particular wire or why this particular mesh has been created in the first place. This is a classic case of accidents waiting. Now, outcomes of accident, what are they? There are negative results, and which means you have bodily injured, physically injured, or probably death. It might lead to a death. There might be disease. Did I say the long term disease of chemical exposure? Did I say a long term illness of due to exposure in the radiation if you're working in a radiology department of the hospital, probably, or any other hazardous chemical mining shift that you will be working around it? Damage to equipment and property. That is one point that needs to be taken into consideration. Now, what are the damage to equipment and property as the case might be? The litigation cost, the possible citations that happens. So we have so many negative results: injuries, death, diseases, damage to equipment, property, litigation cost, possible citation, lost productivity, lost man days, lost machine hours. The morale might go wrong. The people who might survive an accident would be apprehensive to join their workplace, or they might think everything in us with a pinch of salt. They might be suspecting that comes around it. So there is a loss of morale, there is a loss of motivation that comes around it. So what are the various other outcomes of accidents? Let us talk about the positive result. We have spoken about the negative result. As I keep on saying, every coin has two sides. So let me explore the positive result. The positive result, once an accident has happened, it should ensure into an investigation. A proper investigation will find out the root cause of the accident. Once done there, you should eliminate the root cause for once and for all, so that such accidents never ever happen in future. So it prevents the repeat of an accident. Change to safety programs, as the case might be, we are all looking to it. Change to procedures, change to equipment design. Yes, if the fault is with the machine, if the fault is with the equipment, you can look for the change in the design, the procedures, and so on and so forth. Talking about accidents, accidents usually are unplanned, probably yes, unwarranted, probably yes, and often happen because of a variety of reasons. They are quite complex in nature. So accident may have more than 10 or more event that can causes it altogether. A detailed analysis of an accident will normally reveal three causes. There are direct causes, indirect causes, and the root causes. So there are three pertinent causes which can be broadly classified as the direct outcomes, the indirect outcomes, and the root cause. But essentially, if you find out the faults in everything, there might be more than 10 events consequently happening on a random basis, which might lead accident. So let me dissect those direct, indirect, and the root causes. Now let us understand what is the direct causes. An accident results only when a person or probably an object receives an amount of energy or hazardous material that cannot be absorbed safely. This energy or hazardous material is a direct cause of the accident. Now you need to understand this direct causes every now and then. The direct cause is usually the result of one or more unsafe events or unsafe condition, or probably both of them. Again, I repeat, the direct cause can be result of one or more event, more unsafe acts, or probably unsafe condition, or even both of them. Both acts and condition can be the result of. Now let us understand the root indirect causes and the root causes. What are the indirect causes? Unsafe acts and unsafe condition are indirect causes of the symptoms of accident. Unsafe conditions might be the fluctuation in the temperature, the availability of lightning, or absence of it. So this is all about the unsafe acts and the condition, which might be indirect cause to it. Indirect causes are usually traceable to poor management policies, poor management decisions. There are other personals or environmental factors that comes around it. When I say personal, it might individualize a person as to how he or she behaves, or what are the pertinent habit that this gentleman or the lady would be having around or displaying thereby. Whereas root cause are actual policies, actual decisions by the management, the actual personal and the environmental factors of the workplace, as on when on basis on the designated day when the accident happened, what happened. That is what the root causes is all about. It. We talk about what you must be doing around. Yes, we need to understand when we conduct a preliminary investigation for serious injuries with immediate symptoms. Now, what do we go? We need to find out what kind of injuries are we talking about. What are the documents that needs to be findings? That is what we should always find out. Remember not to move any equipment involved in the work or work related accidents or incident unless and until it has been photographed, properly documented. What if there is a death? What if there is a probable death? What if there are three or more employees are sent to hospitals, as in the case might be? This is what is accident investigation. Never move the equipment. Try to locate, freeze those equipment, and understand what are the events that all led to it. So, unless moving the equipment is necessary to remove a victims, probably yes, or further prevents accidents and injuries as a result. Probably an accident might happen even on a busy traffic road. So that needs to be understood every now and then. Accident investigation within 8 hours. Absolutely within 8 hours of a work related accident or an incident, you must contact the nearest office of the OSHA in person or by phone. When I say OSHA is Occupational Safety and Hazard Analysis, that's a designated authority in United States. And when I say you are not watching this video from US, you might be watching his videos from your respective country. Please get in touch with your local municipal uh, government, local government per se, local provincial government per se. Whatever government authorities can be done can be enacted, and you can get in touch with them via phone, via mail, and ensure if there's a death or there's a probable death, or even if more than three people are in hospital, ensure that the government authorities have been notified. This is a mandatory requirement, but this helps you to safeguard that certain accident will not happen in future. This will ensure that the government takes the proper precaution, even if the management might be displaying lackluster attitude towards the accident outcome. So this is what, as a individual, as an employee, as a worker, you should always remember to do it. Assigned witness and other employees to assist OSHA personnel who arrives to investigate the accident. Definitely yes, any government authorities who comes around it, be it the police, be it the provincial government, people from the provincial government, be it from the firefighting team, anybody comes around it, help them, accommodate them, ensure that they have the right messages. Include the immediate supervisors, employees who are witness to the accidents, other employees the investigator feels are necessary to complete the investigation. This is a must, case might be. Make sure your preliminary investigation is conducted by the following people: a person designated by the employer, probably yes, you might have a safety officer in an organization, the immediate supervisor where the accident actually happened, as in whose jurisdiction it was falling around it, the witnesses, how many people have saw what actually happened, what went wrong, or what did happen, an employee representation, somebody from the employee, other person with experiences and skills to evaluate the facts. Now this is what we should always incorporate. These are the people who should be there in the committee to understand the root cause of the say. We talk about the preliminary investigation. It should include what? Where did the accident occur? These are the five questions that needs to be answered. Where did the accident or the incident occur? What was the time when it occurred? And who were the people that were present? What was exactly the employees doing at that point of time? And if anybody can elaborate upon what exactly happened during the accident or in the incident, how did the people react? What was the best modalities? What was being displayed around there? We talk about the following information within 30 days that needs to be taken into consideration. What are they? What are the conditions we say if there's a death or if there's a probable death? Probable death, the condition is very serious, or if three or more person has been hospitalized. So you need to name the workplace, you need to locate the location of the incidents, the time and death of the incident, the number of fatalities or hospitalized employees, contact person phone number, brief description of the incident per se. This is what we are looking forward to. So why not rely on OSHA or probably police to investigate? Is it the only people, or is it the people from the provincial government? Is it the people from the local administrations offices, or the police or the firefighting needs to go around it? First and foremost, focus on the culpability. How well are they equipped, or how knowledgeable are they into that particular hazardous material due to which the accident might have occurred? Minor accident not investigated at all. And preventions, if you want to go around it, prevent your company's interest and protect them. Probably going with the wish of the company interest. OSHA's requirement, we need to understand what are the parameters for an accident. If OSHA says the only at least 3% has to be hospitalized, and in case this accident has related to only 1% being hospitalized, does it mean that you should not be reporting it? What does it mean that in future, not more for the similar reasons, not more than 3% will be hospitalized or something like that? So you need to understand on them. So we have to investigate as to what actually happened. You look at the photographs, the crane, the system, it is so complex. So how do you find what really happened, as in what? So find the cause, prevent similar accident. The mere reasons of finding or investigating an accident is finding the cause, preventing similar accident, protecting companies' interest thereby, and that is what we are looking forward to. So, at which level do we investigate? So, you need to understand right from the bottom of the pyramid to the top of the pyramid. Look at the top, death, the eventualities has happened. But in the bottom, it's all about your knowledge, all about your ability or your motivation. This is how we fragment under the acts about your K, uh, about your knowledge, ability, and motivation. But about what about condition? So, if you have a right behaviors in terms of knowledge, ability, and motivation, we talk about the conditions. Design is all about maintenance, actions of others, as the case might be. So we talk about the near misses, minor injuries, reportable injury, lost time injury, and death thereby. This is what we are looking forward to. So what are near misses, minor injuries, reportable injury, lost time injury, and death, as the case might be? Now, out here, we need to motivate ourselves. We need to keep our behavior properly and probably, if possible, the conditions thereby. So, investigation strategy. Need for the investigation strategy. What do we go for it? First and foremost thing, we need to control the scene. Then probably gather the facts, analyze the data. What comes out from the facts as such, establishes cause, write report, take corrective actions, as the case might be. So, need for investigations, control the scene, gather facts, analyze data, establish cause, write report, take corrective actions as on when on basis. We talk about the investigative procedures thereby. The actual procedures used in a particular investigation depends on the nature and the result of the accident. You look at it and what are we going ahead with it, and how do we goes ahead. All investigation starts with the collection of data and are followed by an analysis of that data as on when on basis. So investigation needs to be taken care of. So an investigation is not complete until all data are analyzed, all data are studied, everything is being collated and coming up with a clear picture. So the aim of the investigation, if I may say so, what is the aim is to understand the key result, to prevent similar incidents from happening, prevent future accident as the case might be. It is mostly a fact-finding mission that comes around it. What happened, how it happened, what was the root cause of it, what should be done to prevent the repeat of an accident as be. The aim of the investigation is not, believe me or not, is not to probably blame an individual, exonerate an individual's or management, satisfy insurance requirement, defend a position for legal argument, or to assign blame per se. That is what the aim of investigation is, not to. Absolutely, in terms of individuals, management, insurance requirement, defending a position, just for the sake of the legalities or to assign a blame thereby. We are here. The only aim is to prevent future accidents or future similar incidents from all. Company accident form must be filled out completely by the employee and the employee's immediate supervisor. This includes the foreman must be turned on to the safety within 24 hours of an incident. Absolutely, the company accident form needs to be completed, filled in as to what actually happened and how did it go around it. And there might be three versions depending upon the employees and the supervisors who are actually heading the premises thereby or the functional areas. So benefits. Now let us understand the advantages of accidents. Why? First and the most important advantages is to prevent the repetition of the accident. Identifying the outmoded procedures, if required, upgrade your equipment, improvement to the work environment as the case might be, increase productivity, improvement of the operational and safety procedures, raise safety awareness levels as the case comes around here. Look around it. When an accident reacts swiftly and positively to accident as injuries, its action reaffirm its commitment to the safety and well-being of the employees thereby. So benefits of accident investigation outweighs anything and everything. We need to always study an accident minutely so as to understand what are the cause, what caused it, what was the direct events that caused it, what were the indirect event that caused it, or probably the root cause behind the accident. Once we have studied that, we should eliminate those causes from the environment, from the behavior, so that certain accident never ever gets repeated. It is for the benefit of the employees. It is also for the benefit of the management because they don't suffer or make any loss of work days per se. With this, I come to an end of this presentation. Thank you for watching this video.